Welcome to Wild, Women in Lending Determined to Make an Impact. I'm your host, Robyn LaVassaur. They say our biggest fear isn't being inadequate. It's being powerful beyond measure. In this podcast, I will share how to break through imaginary ceilings, lean into success, discovering your purpose, and understanding how to create the business and life of your dreams. From failures to triumphs and all the tactics in between, let's jump into the wild arena together. Welcome back to Wild with Robyn LaVassaur. The title of today's show is It Ain't Quittin' Time. And I am constantly reminded, and sometimes painfully realizing, that I have probably quit too soon on activities that would have shown results. I thought about talking about today's episode in a place of trust the process. You know, Ed Milet, everybody that really knows me, and if you're listening to podcasts, you probably know of Ed Milet. I love his power of one more. And are you willing to stick with it, right? Are you willing to keep going? People talk about falling in love with the journey, knowing the results will come, but not controlling the when they'll get here. I think one of the things that we have been through as an industry of late, especially, is the entitlement of the results should come fast and easy. And I think it really, in general in life, it is so easy to say, I tried a couple times, I'm not going to stick with it. You think about all the great people who have a story of rejection, a story of self-doubt, a story of giving up. I just heard a story the other day about a gentleman that was mining for gold on land for years and years and years, all the way back, I think early 1800s, 1700s, and never saw any gold. And so he gave the land away, essentially. And when he gave the land away, they mined and literally found the biggest supply of silver in the mines. And after they got all the silver out, the gold came after that. And I think it was worth multi-millions, today's world, billions of dollars. And the gentleman that gave away that land for free, unfortunately, killed himself after he learned of what they had found on that land. It's really no different, if you think about it, in what we do to prospect, mining, if you will, for business. And speaking and knowing from experience the amount of time and diligence that it can sometimes take to land something, meaning an account, right? Landing a relationship, really getting the results of all the hard work that you put in. I can tell you that consistency and persistency really does pay off. The when is sometimes in question. And the problem is sometimes quick results come to us and then we think, oh, nothing else should take that long, right? Sometimes you will get something that comes so fast and easy, and we give ourselves credit for that. And sometimes we give ourselves credit to a place that ego/illusion, it creates an illusion that everything should be that fast and that easy in life itself. Well, we all know that that's not really true. And what's interesting is when we've really worked hard for something, we've put in the time, the effort, the energy, the hours, the consistency, the persistence, and then the result comes. We have such a deeper appreciation, not that we just got the results, but man, we're proud of ourselves for the journey, right? How long we put into then getting those results and how much sweeter those results are, how much more we savor them, if you will. And so what does that look like? Well, I will tell you that every time I ask a loan officer or look back on my own originations at valuable relationships, they took time. There's that cliche saying, easy come, easy go. I'll tell you what, the ones that last and that really produce the fruits, if you will, of your labor are the ones that you have pursued. And so how many things in your business can you look at and really point to a time frame of success? And I think sometimes we don't do a good job of actually acknowledging what really went into creating that result. We often credit something as if it happened in an instant, that really there was a ton of work behind the scenes. This drives me nuts, by the way, in real estate in general. It drove me bananas during the boom, if you will, of COVID. And all of a sudden, agents were posting all over online, sold in one day, over asking. And they never talked about the fact that maybe they were in touch with that seller for 2 years prior to that sold in one day transaction. Maybe they did eons of work around everything from prepping the property, getting inspections, talking with the seller, maybe clean up and getting debris and or junk out of the home. Maybe there was paint and, putting the lipstick on it, everything that went on. Maybe there was counseling with the sellers or the family, whatever was going on. I guarantee you very little on an actual listing that sells quickly happened in one day. And yet we give it credit to ourselves as if that took place. It's no different in lending. You might have called or bumped into or been in circles with a referral account where you were talking to them, engaged with them many of times. They might have been watching different activity that you had from Facebook, from a YouTube channel, from flyers, from showing up at an office, from hearing about you through somebody else over time. And then they send you the lead. And you think it was from maybe one phone call or one text message, but truly it was likely from a pattern of behavior that planted seeds that eventually led right to that flower growing. So how often do you quit early? How often do you look at the processes of your business and really ask someone how long they have known about you or what they were attracted to or what they saw so that you can use those breadcrumbs, right? Retrace steps and knowing. I can tell you this, multiple people that crack into, like I said, some big account, it's often an entire year of knock, 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 ring, 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 stopping by, saying hello, relentless pursuit, if you will. And then one day the door opens and you get your chance. What happens if you quit 1 month before that? And all of a sudden when your chance, the opportunity is there, your name isn't at the top of the list because they haven't seen you. You stopped about a month ago because you thought this isn't going anywhere. You didn't post that week. You quit doing the video that you had been doing every single week and you fell off on it and it all of a sudden is gone. You quit doing the mailer, you quit doing the email drip, you quit doing the texts or the phone calls or the events. You quit being visible in one of those areas, even just one. And that happened to be the one that was going to break you in to that new account. So in wrapping all of this up, what I would tell you is it ain't quitting time. It is always about persistence and consistency. And yes, you can do some reflection and say, hey, is the time that I'm putting into this worth the ultimate opportunity on the other end? Could I make it more efficient? Could I see if there are other spaces, right, that I could put this to work? There are definitely ways to reflect on your business, but it is almost always more beneficial to do one more, many more, than to quit and wonder if it really was waiting right there for you. If this is helpful to you, I would encourage you to share it, and I will see you on the next wild episode.